I just found out my entire family has had an inside joke about my body for over a year, and the worst part, my own mother started it. I skipped my family's Thanksgiving last year, so this year my boyfriend and I finally went back. At first, everything felt normal. Laughing, food, the usual chaos. But then the jokes started. Oh, remember how huge the ham was last year? Everyone laughed, over and over, same joke, same laugh. It didn't make sense. We've never even been a ham family. I brushed it off, but the joke kept coming up. Thanksgiving, Christmas, a birthday, a graduation party. Always the same line. Always the same awkward laughs. I finally turned to my cousin, someone I trust, and asked what the joke meant. She froze. Her smile dropped. Later, she found me alone and broke down crying. That's when she told me the truth. Last year, after seeing a photo of me online lifting a giant ham with my boyfriend, one of my relatives commented that I looked like I gained a lot of weight. My mom laughed and replied, "Well, she's been the biggest one in the family for a while." They all laughed. About me, while I wasn't there, I've struggled with my body image for years. I just bought an entire new wardrobe because my old clothes didn't fit anymore, and my own mom knew that. The joke was supposed to be kept quiet, but instead they kept repeating it right in front of me. I left early. I cried the whole way home, and after sitting with it, I realized something. Staying quiet would hurt more than speaking up. So I called my mom, and that phone call changed everything. I didn't call my mom right away. I stared at my phone for hours, replaying everything in my head, every laugh, every ham joke, every time I felt stupid for being uncomfortable but not knowing why. When I finally called, my hands were shaking. She answered like nothing was wrong. Cheerful, casual. "Hey, sweetie," she said, like she hadn't been part of the thing that broke me. I didn't ease into it. I didn't have the energy. "I know about the joke," I said. Silence, just long enough to confirm everything. "What joke?" she tried. My chest tightened. "The ham, the comments, what you said about my weight." She sighed, actually sighed, and that somehow hurt more than yelling would have. "Oh my God," she said. "You're still sensitive about that?" Sensitive. That word landed like a slap. She admitted it easily after that. Said it was just teasing. Said everyone jokes about weight in families. Said I had changed and people were adjusting. Then she added, laughing a little, "I didn't think you'd even notice." I reminded her how hard the last year had been. The new clothes, the gym memberships I quit out of shame, the mirrors I avoided, how long it took me to feel confident enough to show up again. She paused, then said, "If you're insecure, that's something you need to work on. We can't walk on eggshells forever." That's when I knew we weren't having the same conversation. I wasn't asking her to protect me from the world. I was asking my own mother not to humiliate me. I told her the jokes stop, completely. I told her I wouldn't come around if they didn't. She got defensive, said I was making the family uncomfortable, said I was turning a joke into a problem. Before hanging up, she said one last thing. "Honestly, if you can't handle a little teasing, maybe you have gained more than just weight." I sat there, phone in my lap, realizing something terrifying. This wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a choice, and I still had to decide what mine would be. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard my mom's voice, calm, dismissive, like my pain was an inconvenience she'd rather laugh off. By morning, I felt hollow, but also strangely clear. My boyfriend noticed right away. He didn't push, didn't rush me. He just made coffee and said, "You don't deserve that." Something about hearing it out loud made everything real. I decided to text my mom instead of calling back. I needed words she couldn't interrupt. I told her how long that joke had lasted, how many events it followed me to, how betrayed I felt knowing my body had been entertainment while I wasn't in the room. I told her this wasn't about being sensitive. It was about respect. Her reply came fast. "You're overreacting. Everyone jokes like this. You're embarrassing me by making it a big deal." Embarrassing her. That word flipped a switch, so I sent screenshots. The messages my cousin showed me, the comments, her exact words from last year. I didn't add anything, just let her read what she'd said about her own daughter. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Finally, I don't even remember saying that. Not "I'm sorry," not "I was wrong." Just denial. That's when I realized something painful but freeing. Closure wasn't coming from her. So I set boundaries. No more family events until the jokes stopped. No conversations about my body, ever. And if it happened again, I'd leave. No explanations, no arguing. Her response, "So now I have to police everyone because you can't take a joke?" I didn't reply. For the first time, I chose my peace over their comfort, and it felt terrifying and powerful at the same time. But what I didn't know yet was that my silence didn't end the joke. It just pushed it somewhere else. And the next place I found it hurt even worse. A week went by. No calls, no texts. I started to breathe again, slowly, carefully, like someone learning how to exist without bracing for impact. Then my cousin messaged me. "I don't know if I should send this," she wrote, "but I think you need to see it." She sent a screen recording. It was the family group chat, the one I'd muted years ago because it was nothing but holiday plans and unfunny memes. I hadn't checked it since before Thanksgiving. My name was all over it. Someone shared a picture from an old birthday, one I didn't even remember being taken. I was mid-laugh, sitting down, caught at a bad angle. My aunt replied with a laughing emoji. "Guess the ham came early this year." More reactions followed. My uncle, a family friend, my mom. My mom typed, "Careful, don't let her see this one. She'll threaten to boycott Christmas again." I felt sick reading it, not just because of the joke, but because of the way they talked about me like I wasn't real, like I was a punchline they could manage behind the scenes. Someone asked if I was still on one of my health health kicks. Someone else said, "Nah, that never lasts." No one defended me. No one said stop. The worst part wasn't the cruelty, it was the comfort. They were so comfortable being like this. My cousin apologized over and over, said she'd tried to shut it down before but got told she was too dramatic. Seeing it written out made everything click. This wasn't teasing, it was bonding. They bonded over my insecurity, over my body, over knowing I'd never choose myself, except now I had. I realized something else too. As long as I stayed quiet, they controlled the story. They painted me as sensitive, difficult, the problem. And I was done letting that happen. I didn't respond in the group chat. Not yet, but I started drafting a message, one I knew would change everything, because once the truth is said out loud, it can't be laughed off anymore. And when I finally hit send, there was no taking it back. I rewrote the message at least 10 times. Every version sounded too angry, too emotional, too easy for them to twist into proof that I was overreacting. So I stripped it down until there was nothing to mock. No insults, no sarcasm, just facts. I attached the screenshots, then I typed, "I've known about the jokes for a while now. Not the watered-down version you tell yourselves, but the real ones. The messages, the pictures, the comments about my body." The typing bubbles started popping up immediately, but I kept going. I didn't say anything at first because I was embarrassed, because this is my family, and I expected basic decency, especially from my own mother. That line made my hands shake. I have struggled with my body and confidence for years. That has never been a secret. Turning that into a running joke isn't teasing, it's humiliation. I ended with boundaries clear and final. There will be no more comments about my body. If there are, I will leave or stop responding. This isn't a debate, and it isn't a joke. I stared at the send button for a full minute, then I pressed it. At first, nothing happened. Then one message came in, then another. Then the chat exploded. One aunt said people were too sensitive these days. An uncle claimed I was misreading the tone. Someone else said, "We didn't think you cared." My mom didn't message at all. Not in defense. Not with an apology. Not even privately. She let everyone else speak for her. My cousin finally replied, "I was there when it started. It wasn't harmless." The chat went quiet after that. Minutes passed, then hours. No one took the joke back. No one said sorry. But something had shifted. They could laugh about me when I stayed silent. They could whisper when they thought I wasn't looking. What they couldn't do was pretend they didn't know anymore. And that made the next move completely out of my hands, because the silence didn't last. By the next morning, my mom finally called me. And this time, she wasn't calm. I almost didn't answer when my mom called. Her name flashing on my screen made my stomach twist, but I knew avoiding it would only drag things out, so I picked up. She didn't say hello. "What did you think you were doing?" she snapped. "Putting our private family business out there like that? Our, not mine." I stayed quiet, letting her keep talking. She was angry now, furious that I'd made her look bad, furious that relatives were texting her asking what was going on. "You humiliated me," she said. "Do you have any idea how that felt?" I couldn't believe it. After everything, she still couldn't see past herself. "I told the truth," I said. My voice was calmer than I felt. "You humiliated me for a year," she scoffed. "You wanted attention. Congratulations, you got it." Then came the part that hurt the most. She said she'd been joking because she was worried about me, that commenting on my body was her way of pushing me to do better, that if she hadn't said anything, I'd let myself go completely. I actually laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was so absurd it finally clicked. This wasn't about concern, it was control. I told her that love doesn't sound like mockery, that support doesn't happen behind someone's back, and that if her version of caring required me to feel ashamed, then I didn't want it. She went silent. Then she said coldly, "So now I'm the villain." I took a deep breath. "No," I said. "You're just being held accountable." That's when she gave me an ultimatum. She said I either apologize to the family for causing drama, or accept that relationships change when people don't know their place. The line went dead, and for the first time I realized this wasn't just about jokes anymore. It was about whether I was willing to lose my mother to keep myself. And that decision was closer than I ever expected. After the call ended, I sat in silence for a long time. No tears, no shaking hands, just a heavy, unfamiliar calm. My mom's ultimatum replayed in my head. Apologize, or accept that relationships change. She said it like a warning, but it sounded more like a threat, one she expected would scare me back into my place. I didn't call her back. I didn't text an explanation. Instead, I did something I'd never done before. I chose space. Days turned into a week, then 2. Family events came and went without invitations. The group chat stayed quiet for me, loud for everyone else. I later found out my mom told people I was taking a break and that she had no idea why. That lie hurt, but it also confirmed something important. She wasn't interested in fixing this. She was interested in controlling the narrative. My cousin checked in on me often. She told me some relatives felt awkward now. Others thought I'd gone too far. A few quietly admitted they'd never realized how cruel the jokes had become. That part surprised me. It meant my words mattered. Even if they didn't fix everything, they changed something. But at night, the doubt crept in. Was I really strong or just stubborn? Was I protecting myself or avoiding discomfort? I missed my mom, or at least the version of her I wished existed. The one who would call just to ask how I was doing, not to manage damage or demand apologies. My boyfriend reminded me that boundaries aren't punishments. They're clarity, and clarity often makes people uncomfortable, especially those used to crossing lines without consequence. Still, the silence felt loud. I knew this standoff couldn't last forever. Something would have to give. give. Either she'd reach out differently, or I'd have to accept that distance was the new normal. What I didn't expect was the message that arrived next, not from my mom, but from someone who had stayed quiet this entire time. And what they told me forced me to question everything I thought I understood about my family. The message came late at night. It was from my aunt, the same one who had laughed in the group chat, the same one who'd never once checked on me directly. "I've been thinking about everything," she wrote, "and I think things got blown out of proportion." My chest tightened, but I kept reading. She said she'd talked to my mom, that my mom was heartbroken, that she'd only ever worried about me. She said family jokes can go too far sometimes, but airing problems publicly was damaging. Then came the part that made my hands go cold. She asked if I'd consider apologizing first, just to keep the peace. Not because I was wrong, she said, but because I was stronger and could handle it better. I stared at the screen for a long time. This wasn't accountability. It was pressure, dressed up as concern. I typed a careful reply. I told her I wasn't asking anyone to choose sides. I wasn't punishing anyone. I was protecting myself. I said I'd welcome an apology, but I wouldn't beg for basic respect. Her response came quickly. "You know how your mother is. That's just how she shows love." That sentence hit me harder than any joke ever had, because it explained everything and excused nothing. I finally said what I'd been holding back. "If this is love, why does it hurt so much?" She didn't reply. The silence confirmed what I already knew. There were people in my family who preferred comfort over honesty, peace over justice, and they wanted me to carry that burden quietly, like I always had. But I couldn't unsee it anymore. Something had cracked open, and once it did, it demanded an ending. Because there was only one question left, one that wouldn't leave me alone. And answering it would decide whether moving on meant reconciliation or letting go entirely. It's been a few months now. My mom and I don't talk. Not really. We exchange simple messages on birthdays. Neutral, careful, like two people afraid of setting off a bomb. The rest of the family acts polite but distant, like everything is fine as long as it's never mentioned again. And honestly, my life is quieter. No commentary on my body, no jokes disguised as concern, no bracing myself before family gatherings. But the quiet comes with questions. I still miss my mom. I miss the version of her I thought I had, the one who would have defended me, not laughed along. Some days I wonder if I escalated too fast, if I should have handled it privately, if posting screenshots and calling it out crossed a line. Other days, I reread those messages and remember how small they made me feel, how long I stayed silent just to avoid being labeled difficult, how easy it was for everyone to laugh when they thought there'd be no consequences. No one ever actually apologized. They just stopped joking around me, and that's what stays with me. Did they learn or just adjust? Sometimes I feel guilty for choosing distance. Other times, I feel proud for finally choosing myself. I've realized that setting boundaries doesn't mean you don't love someone. It means you refuse to be hurt by them in silence. Still, I can't help wondering, if my mom truly thought she was helping, was I wrong to call it cruelty? If family culture normalized these jokes, should I have accepted it instead of pushing back? Is peace worth it if it only exists when one person stays quiet? I didn't ask for perfection. I asked for respect. So now I'm here, asking people who don't know me, but might understand this better than my own family ever did. Reddit, am I the asshole for calling out my family's inside joke and walking away when they refuse to stop?